Hi, my name is Chelsea Bolles, and this is the making of the last song, which is Apartment 3 on my new EP, Pete's Candy Store Open Mic Sessions. So, Apartment 3, I knew that I'd wanted to write a song about Apartment 3 because it was a place that was very near and dear to my heart, and I'd written a whole bunch of different little, stanzas of lyrics that I knew I wanted to include in the song, but I just didn't know where. I had no clue what the melody was going to sound like. The only thing that I knew was and I'm happy to be moving on to big and better things. And though that's true, that's the only part that I knew, melodically. Everything else was up in the air. I didn't know how to finish the chorus. I knew I had all these stanzas for the verses, but I didn't know where it was going to be or what that verse was going to sound like. I'm not really sure how it all came together because this was maybe 3 years ago now at this point that I wrote this song. But I just remember it feeling really great when it did come together, and all my friends who used to come over to Apartment 3 were bawling their eyes out. They were so happy with the song. So I think a lot of people can relate to Apartment 3. We all have a place in our heart that feels like home to us. It can be a first apartment, it can be the house that you grew up in, it can be a city on the other side of the world, but everybody has a certain place that feels like home to them and that they'll always feel nostalgic for, and Apartment 3 is that place for me. Seth and I had moved into this apartment and really made it our own. It was so cute, but it was really teeny tiny. We'd gotten our cat, Coraline, and after a while we're like, we need another cat. She's just got so much energy, she needs a friend. And we knew that if we wanted to get another cat, we'd have to upsize because it was just way too small. So when a bigger apartment in the same building opened up, we ended up moving. So we had been in Apartment 3 for less than a year before we moved to Apartment 1. And that was a great apartment too. We have great memories there, but it just doesn't have the charm that Apartment 3 had. So it definitely felt like I was losing a big piece of myself when we left Apartment 3. Apartment 3 and Song of Forgetting are the two songs where I received the comment of "this is so relatable" the most, which honestly makes me giggle because I'm like, you softies! All these people in my life act like they have such a tough exterior, and then they're crying over songs about my grandma and my first apartment. I love that we can all open up our hearts and... Hi, baby. Hi. Lay down. Lay down. Hi. Hi. This big fluff, she is 15 pounds. We got her when she was only 3 months old, and she grew up in Apartment 3 also. Hi. Hi, baby. When I say in Apartment 3 and our baby comes to help keep our feet warm, this is who I am talking about, little Miss Coraline. Hi, baby. Hi. Hi. She scratched up my hand earlier. But I love you. I know it was an accident, I think. One thing I really like about Apartment 3 is that it explores my upper register. A lot of my songs, because I really wanted to get away from my musical theater training when I first started writing music, a lot of my songs are more Taylor Swift type of range. And yeah, I just feel like I have a tendency in my sets to lean towards these chestier or on the low end of mixed type of songs. Honestly, they're not always the best songs for my voice, but I just love them. So I do them, and I've worked really hard to get good at singing these songs, but really I'm a lot more comfortable in my upper mix and starting to switch over into my head voice. Apartment 3 was a good song for that because I made the effort to explore that range a bit more. I do still think even though it explores that range, it's different than how I grew up singing because in the song I'm making the effort to have it be lighter and breathier, and sometimes I can get a little lazy with that and not support it the best. Growing up doing musical theater, hitting those same notes, I would have had them really full volume and in my mix, but in Apartment 3 I'm trying to just kind of glide over it. And I'm happy to be moving on to big and better things. It's not sorry, she hates when I sing Honestly, it keeps me humble. It was a good song for exploring existing parts of my voice, but also different facets of my voice. That's really all there is to it. There's not like a giant story behind this song like there is behind all the other songs. It was just my little love letter to my first big girl apartment. So yeah, thank you so much for sticking along with this series. All of the full length videos are on my YouTube. All the little snippets here are on my Instagram Reels. And Pete's Candy Store Open Mic Sessions is out now. I hope you'll stream the EP and feel free to DM me if you want to talk about it.